No tricks, just talent. So forget about the old days of thinking about a automotive technician. I don't know what you think about, but what comes to mind to me is, grease all over the place. You think about, it being dirty in the shop. You think about that mechanic working on like a clunky, heavy metal, engine. Well, let me just tell you, that stereotype to me is, long gone. Today's auto technicians to me are really high tech problem solving technicians, right? We hear a lot about AI and robots coming to take the job, but the reality is, it's very interesting in this career right now because not only is it becoming the most interesting, right? But it's not only in high demand, but it is also future proof. So when you think about future proof, if you're someone that is just really good with your hands, right? You also have the ability to digital detective skills. This would be a good career for you to go into, right? Forget all the various stereotypes that you think about of all the, oily rags and all the mess and, all those various things. Today, I'd like to just share with you, some truth of where the future of automotive repair would be going. Okay, because the way that cars are changing, it's going to be, it's more high tech, it's digital, and so those are the things that we have to think about as we think about the future in auto repair. Technicians, you guys are problem solvers, not robots. All right, when you think about a robot and AI, they can put in a screw, they can do the same thing over and over and over. It's very repetitive, right? When you think about the repetitiveness, okay, yes, it may be able to do that. But while you are so valuable in this is because you, as the technician, will be able to, think of these cars as a unique puzzle. Think about a 10-year-old Honda coming in that may have some quirky little sounds that's going on. Think about a 3-year-old Ford that may come in and may have some sensor issues, right? Or even, a 10-year-old Subaru that has some weird smells and you're not quite sure what it is, right? A robot and AI cannot detect those various things. You, as a problem solver, as a repair technician, your skill is even more valuable because then at that point, you can see what's coming into the bay. You're able to detect and see what the problem is and solve the problem for the customer, right? So the bigger part of this, don't be fearful about AI coming to take your job. At this point, learn every piece and component of a vehicle so that way you can properly diagnose it and solve that problem, right? Also, you got to think about, the skills that you can hear, see, smell. Those are all things that cannot be replaced by AI or any robot. So know that, all right? You are a problem solver, you're a repair technician, and your skills are needed even more so now than ever. So AI is not your competition. Think of it as your co-pilot, right? It's not going to be replacing you at all because you got to think about how vehicles are nowadays. There is a million data points that is going through a vehicle, right? Instead of back in the day where you would kind of go through service manuals and kind of spend some time on that, that could be 3 hours of your time trying to figure out why the check engine light is on. With AI, allow it to do all the data for you. Being able to see, what the problem is on the make and model and what other cars or vehicles are experiencing, for that particular vehicle, right? Instead of having to go through and think about 10 other issues and repairs that it could have. Use AI to your benefit as your co-pilot. All right. AI really allow it to just do all the data for you. So that way it can free up some time for you to properly do that repair, right? To properly verify everything and allow you some time where you can do more of complex problem solving. So use AI as a benefit for you to assist you as your co-pilot as you go through your day. Your human intuition is the real superpower, okay? So AI, as you know, keeps all the data, right? But one thing that we know is that it does lack judgment. it lacks context and really just real world experience, right? Your expertise is so irreplaceable right now because there's certain things that AI just cannot do that you can do as a master technician. As we know, AI can pull all the data together and spit out the information for us. But you, as the master technician, you have a leg up because you'll be able to hear certain rattly sounds that are going on in the vehicle. You'll be able to smell certain maybe burning oil or rubber smells. And you'll also be able to feel if there's any rattling or jiggling in the car while you're test driving it. So keep in mind that AI, yes, can help with data, but when you mix data along with your hands-on skills, I mean, no computer, right? No data can replace that. So you are irreplaceable. So use your sixth sense of your superpowers and be able to, take the time to blend the two together. So then that way your job is secure. The job is more tech than it is wrench, right? This isn't just your granddad's or your dad's or your mom's auto repair shop, right? A modern technician, really is a skilled data technician, all right? You got to think of it. You're going to spend as much time with a laptop, advanced diagnostic tools as you do with a wrench. So today's cars, are like driving computers with ADAS systems, right? With, you got to think about, EV and electric systems to, complex sensory, as well as advanced diagnostic tools and digital repairs. So this job is really just more than just gearheads, right? It is really just merging and bringing in a totally different skill that could add value to the automotive industry. So if you're a gamer, right? If you're someone that likes complex, problem solving, this may be the industry that you want to get in. It's really one of the few careers that you can use your hands-on skills as well as your head, right? So, and that's something that you will do day in and day out. So think of it as more as, being a digital professional, right? Versus wrenching. Your human touch in a high-tech world, right? Technology, as we know, will handle the repetitive, routine task, right? But the most valuable skill that cannot be programmed is communication, it's trust, it's empathy. So if a customer comes in like myself and the repair bill is $2,000, that adds a lot of anxious stress, right? I don't want to talk. We don't want to talk to a chatbot. We want to talk to you, a human that can explain why the repair is needed. I can look you in the eye. You can tell me as a technician that my car is in good hands and you're going to make it safe for me and my family. That's the things that I want to hear. So trust is the true currency in this time. As a technician, these soft skills, are really what keeps the industry going, because it really is job security for yourself, because we do want to have more human connections and not everything just be AI and chatbot related. We want that human touch. And that is something that, cannot be replaced at all. And so when you think about your day-to-day in your profession of making sure, vehicles are safe on the road, making sure that the customer understands simply, why the repair is needed, and that you ensure them that their vehicle is going to be repaired for the safety of them and their families. That goes a long way. So just know that your human touch in this high-tech world is even more valuable than ever. Thank you, technicians. The future of the auto repair industry is not a battle between machine and human, okay? It is a partnership. We cannot get away from AI. This evolution is not going to make the technician role obsolete, right? Really where we're at now is we're reinventing the role. And when you're reinventing the role, it's an exciting time to see where, the industry is going and how dynamic it will continue to go into. The real question isn't, is AI going to be replacing your role? No, but it's how you can use AI, right? Once you use AI along with your skills, you are going to become in demand, high skilled professional in a high tech world. That's remarkable. We cannot change where the industry is going. So be that high in demand technician in the professional trade in the high tech world. This is Jess with Jess Recruiting. We merge talent and technology for the industry of automotive, and we are excited to have these conversations with you.
You ain't seen nothing yet, but baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Here's something that you're never gonna forget, but baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet.